Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Six and welcome to what might be the best Battle Royale type game mode we have ever seen. This is Battlegrounds. If you've never heard of Battlegrounds or you've never heard of a Battle Royale type video game, let me explain a little bit. So also, let me explain as well, Playerunknown, the creator of Battlegrounds, just released a new alpha gameplay trailer for Battlegrounds as well, which will be seen in its entirety at the end of this video, as long as there are no copyright issues. But if there are, I'll just link the trailer in the description or something like that. But anyways, guys, let's get right into the nitty gritty of what this game is all about. So as they explain it, Battlegrounds is a Hunger Games style winner take all type game, basically very similar to like an H1Z1, King of the Kill, Arma 3's Battle Royale, and Battle Royale mod, basically, which Playerunknown also created both of those. But to make a long story short, Battlegrounds is a game where you parachute onto an island trying to pick up whatever kinds of guns or weapons you can and basically kill every player until basically the last person standing at the end. As of right now, we're hearing that there'll be about 64 players in the beginning, and the zone that you can be in will slowly shrink as the player field shrinks as well, which will push players towards each other, so there'll be only basically one person standing at the end, obviously. So what's the difference between this and a game like, let's say H1Z1, Arma 3 BR mode, or even a game like the Colon or something like that? Well, to be honest, the differences, they're not huge, but which I actually think is a good thing, because all those games that I just mentioned I think are incredible. But I also think that Battlegrounds has just enough small differences with the vehicles and some of the other things, just different types of the way you play the game right now, that could move it ahead of some of the other Battle Royale or Hunger Games style games, or all of them, and it might be the best one out of the pack. So the reason Playerunknown, though, said he wanted to create his own game originally was because he always wanted to create a standalone game based on the mod that he created for the Arma series. And by working with the development studio Bluehole, he'll have the resources, the creative freedom, and the opportunity to make some of his visions, like, come to life. And now we don't know a ton about Battlegrounds yet, but let's talk about a few things that we do know. First, let's talk about the characters in the game. In the background, you'll see some of the artist renderings of the characters that you could see in the game, as long as some of the items, as well as some of the items, that they can pick up in the game, like the vests and some of the holsters and jackets and hats and backpacks and boots, etc. That type of thing. So already you can see a big difference, at least as far as the style when it comes to Battlegrounds, if you compare it to, let's say, like Arma 3 or H1Z1. And next up is something I'm pretty excited about, which are the vehicle models we're already seeing in the game. So like you see in the trailer coming up, there's a pretty sweet little dune buggy type car you can get into, which you can ram like your enemies with when they're in the cars as well, and even catch some like pretty big air off the hills and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. And you've also got stuff like some of the enclosed Jeeps and the topless Jeeps, and some of this, and there's going to be some sedans. We've only seen one so far, like a big six-wheeler military truck, and also boats. So yeah, something H1Z1 it might be lacking. You have boats, which kind of brings like that Arma 3 kind of vibe to it. So that's pretty cool. But so moving on from the vehicles, let's talk about weapons, like helmets, backpacks, and vests and stuff like that. Some of the stuff that you can wear and use and stuff like that. So as you can see here on the screen are some of the planned weapons so far that'll be in the game. So you've got like the traditional AKs, the revolver pistols, excuse me. You got like the sniper rifles, shotguns, and stuff like that. So pretty common stuff. And then there's also some pretty sweet military and like kind of survivalist style backpacks and helmets and vests and stuff like that, which kind of adds like a nice little touch to the game that you can see here on the screen. And last up, I'll try to answer a few of the questions you guys might be thinking in your head as you watch this video, kind of like when I first did, when I first started learning about Battlegrounds and stuff like that. Some of the things that I was thinking about. So we know Battlegrounds will be on PC, obviously, but what about console? You guys are probably thinking about that a little bit. Well, the simple answer to that is basically yes. Battlegrounds will launch on console because they're using the Unreal Engine, so they have the opportunity to launch on Xbox One and PS4 as well, because they'll have the capability there for that. Plus, honestly, I'd be surprised if they didn't, because of how much money they'd be missing out on with console releases and stuff. So, and next question you might be asking yourself as well is will there be an open beta or an alpha. And yes, there will be. There's already an alpha going on right now. They need players to basically test the game, which at first will be kind of a restricted thing, at least to those that apply to the test. But in the future, it could open up to more people. And I'll leave a link in the description actually for the application area if you want to become a tester for the game. I think they're still accepting applications for that, so go check that out if you're interested. So how much will Battlegrounds cost? Like how much are we gonna have to pay for this game? So I don't really want to disappoint you guys, but from all the research that I've done, there isn't a price point yet. So it hasn't been listed yet. They haven't decided on that yet. But I'm sure like a lot of betas or alphas and stuff like that, it'll start at a lower price than when the game is fully released. So the best time to get the game would be early on if you're just strictly thinking about the price and stuff like that. And also if you're excited like I am and just really just want to see more, type in Playerunknown's Battlegrounds on YouTube, or just stay tuned to @PU Battlegrounds on Twitter, because I believe, like something like next week or something like that, they're going to be live streaming some of the gameplay over on Twitch. And but anyways, you guys, enough rambling on. Copyright issues permitted. We will now start the trailer in all its glory. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.